Testing. Testing. We on? We on? Is it live? Is it live? Are we live? Hello? Hello, and welcome to ISC. This is the Division B championship match between Smoke Adders and Sky Ranger Jaegers. Now, both teams are about to lock, so we're just going to dive straight into it. However, do note that the winner of this does get Division B champions, and the loser of this unfortunately gets second place, which, as you know, is first place loser. So, typically, I'd get a little fanfare. I would sort of, judge the logos, of which SROT looks like it was made in MS Paint. Which, that's fine. That's fine. And Smoke Adders, in my opinion, has a very dope, very bomb logo. I mean, honestly, I hope they win the league with a logo like that. Of course, I am kidding. I would never advocate for one team over the other based on their logo. I always have something more petty than that. But you know what? You don't care about the logo. You care about the match. So let's get right to it. On the side of Sky Ranger Jaegers, we have 3 Phoenix Hawks and 3 Fire Starters. And on the side of... Oop, let me get that sorted. Sorry. Very sorry about that, folks. And on the side of Smoke Adders, we have Warhammer, Arrow, another Blackjack, and 3 Javelins. So, let's see. What's on the Blackjack 3? So, it looks like Smoke Adders is running 2 Overwatch mechs with 4 heavy machine gun mechs. Pretty standard drop deck. Very common from what you've seen in this ISC meta. And if you look at Sky Rangers, they're just going small pulse, balls to the wall. They're going low ground all the way around to Sigma. A very unusual pathing, but should they avoid this channel here, they will be unscouted. However, they are going through this channel here, so the element of surprise might be lost depending on how well Smoke Adders scouts. Smoke Adders, on the other hand, is kind of turtling. They seem to be playing around their Overwatch mechs in the back, willing to let their 2 ranged traders get as much free damage as they can, as they're probably betting on Sky Rangers not having a lot of long-range firepower, so they're going to try to plink on approach to get as much early even free damage as they can. Of course, that bet would be correct, seeing as Sky Rangers entirely has small pulse. Actually, I'm gonna double check that real quick. Small pulse. This is SA. Heavy machine guns. Laser vomit. Heavy machine guns. Okay, small pulse. Small pulse. Small pulse. Small pulse. Small pulse. Small pulse. Yep, so Smoke Adders has a definite range advantage, and the name of the game for Sky Rangers is just going to be see if they can force a brawl, see if they can get close to the enemy, whether by drawing them in or by having to close themselves and bring their higher DPS to use. However, Smoke Adders has quite the scouting array up, 4 UAVs up across the map. However, due to terrain constraints, I'm not sure the UAVs have line of sight on any of the mechs. Actually, Apostle Burke may have just been spotted by the UAV, depending on how well he hugged that ramp, but now that he's on Theta, at least Smoke Adders is aware. Swarm is a little far up front, but so long as Swarm doesn't drop, he's gonna be fine. You're still at a stalemate here. Sky Rangers seems to be making their move. Or at least jumping from one spot of cover to the other. Smoke Adders seems to be aware. Swarm once again going for the wide angle, putting up a UAV, taking a pot shot, however, he is backing off. It looks like the brawl is about to begin. It looks like Sky Rangers has seen their opening. However, not everyone's in the fight yet. Gray Fox and Apostle Burke still on the low ground. However, Sky Rangers, wisely seeing the firing line almost set up, and decides to back off. Sky Rangers backing off to get Epsilon. They're going to establish a 3-cap. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders don't care about the caps at all. Swarm is probably going to get Theta, hopefully. Yep. Swarm, a good try, going to get Theta at least, but still, that still leaves Sky Rangers with the 2-cap. And Swarm, and not Swarm, but SA with 0 cap points on the board. That kind of puts the onus on them to make the move. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little hoarse. Did not get as much sleep as I would have liked last night, but you know what? Even with a crappy voice, I'm still going to do what I can to give you all a good cast. Sky Rangers is rooming across the outside of the map. I think they're just looking for any angle they could possibly take. There's still a UAV up in the back, though, that might be able to scout them. Yep, Madcap becomes aware of their approach. And all of SA is moving to reposition. Oh, Therax got dangerously close to falling there. Swarm? Is Swarm going to fall? Nope, Swarm manages to stay up. And it's just a shooting gallery. Sky Rangers didn't do any significant damage there as they don't have the range. However, Captain Judas and Unfearing definitely have the range, so that's definitely lines you want to avoid. Sky Rangers coming back to take Theta. Meanwhile, Smoke Adder is just spraying down on them with machine guns. However, Gadolinium is the only one in the cap point, and yep, that's it. They got Theta. Is the brawl about to begin? We fight it? Good try. Good try is completely isolated. Let's see if they manage to put him down. But there's not a lot of focus fire going on from Sky Rangers. Oh, never mind, there is. But the focus fire is on the Warhammer. Fusion, the first one to go down from Swarm. Apostle Burke gets legged. Apostle Burke goes down. Unfearing is legged in his Warhammer. Unfearing goes down. It is now 5v4. And I think Sky Rangers are just scouting for the hills. Black Cayman gets legged. He's completely isolated. And it's now a 3v5 with the serious DPS and range advantage going towards Sky Rangers. Carlson gets legged. And now it's Gadolinium and Gray Fox running for the hills, but I don't think these two can outrun the Javelin. Phoenix Hawk might be able to, but the Firestarter clearly unable to. Gadolinium fighting for his life. He gets the leg on good try, but I believe now that the cap points are starting to swing as well, this is effectively a Smoke Adder's victory unless they either massively throw by getting an illegal cap, or Gray Fox is just going to fight and hold on to Sigma. Actually, looking at the math here, if Gray Fox manages to hold on to Sigma indefinitely, he still wins. So there's still a light at the end of the tunnel, but it is a dim one. Yes, he's just got to hold on for as long as he can now. However, typically holding out involves shooting back at the enemy. But yes, a single cap point will be enough to net SROT the win. So I do understand what Gray Fox is doing, but given the speed of these javelins and his open leg, I don't think he's going to escape. Especially since that javelin is fresh. Oh, he gets legs from range. And that's all she wrote. GG's for drop 1. Now all SA needs to do is go back and get all the other caps. Not a lot of damage across the board here. Except for Good Try, who is legged, but everybody else seems to be doing pretty much swell. Alrighty, let's pull up this damage board here. Top damage on the SROT side going to Gadolinium in his Firestarter, getting 193 damage. Bottom damage going to Carlson, getting 32 in his Phoenix Hawk, and we have triple sub 100 scores on SROT. Definitely not what you want to see in a brawl drop like this. Top damage on SA going to Mad Cat, getting 328 in his Blackjack. Bottom damage going to Unfearing, getting 149 damage in his Warhammer, which was gimped very early on. Alrighty. So the next match we will see is Alpine Peaks. Alpine is pretty much played out almost the same way for a lot of these teams, except for Bears Brawlers. Everyone else that I've done cast for, and this is cast 4 or 5 for this week, everybody else has brought the same thing. They have brought Stalkers, ER Large, Battle Masters, and then 3 Light Mechs to go with it. In fact, let me pull up the map strat here. Yes, the triangles. No. So, what we want is Alpine Peaks. And typically, what most teams have ended up doing is if you're on Team 1, you typically set up just ER large mechs here, or here, or here, and just go for that epsilon theta control. And if you're on Team 2, you pretty much want to set up ER large mechs here, here, K4 hill, or K6 hill, something like that. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's been pretty straightforward trading rounds this entire time, with both sides just bringing 3 or 4 ER large traders, or Sometimes we see Brawl, Bears, Brawlers, Brawlers, Poglodites, brought a heavy ERPPC deck, and then just fill in some lights to sort of skirmish and cap. It's been pretty straightforward so far. I'm not really expecting to see much different here, but let's see if either teams have something new in store for us. As SROT has now declared locked. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's cover the team. Actually, it don't matter. We gotta do this, because this looks better. However, as we wait, come on. Come on, SROT, announce that you're locked. SRT's locked? I mean, not SRT, SA, we going. Alrighty, so on the Sky Rangers of Terra side, we see 3 Assassin 23s, 2 Marauder 4Ls, and a Vulcan Bloodlust. So it's 2 traders, and then a 4-man wolf pack. I want to know what's on those 23s though. Three small lasers, 3 Serm 6. Alright, straight up drop deck. Smoke Adders running Grasshopper, Warhammer, Enforcer, Locust, Annihilator, Ghillie. What's on the Ghillie? Locust. 1 small laser, 4 HMGs. Enforcer, I don't need to check you. The Ghillie, though. Quad ER large. Alrighty, so it seems that both sides are, well, no. Sky Rangers has shifted the balance a little, still running the Trader Wolfpack deck. However, the Wolfpack is 4 mechs and 2 100-ton traders. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders only has a single light mech, and the rest are mediums, heavies, and assaults that are traders. The Enforcers may be able to get a little more flanking with their increased mobility. However, I don't think that they effectively count as Wolfpack mechs due to their speed and their loadout. SRT Wolfpack is running for Sigma, taking a bit of early damage as they approach. Meanwhile, the Marauders are now getting into place. Swarm and Judas setting up on the Overwatch. However, Thirax is actually on top of the hill. He's on top of the K4 hill with his Grasshopper, doing his best to burn the Wolfpack on approach, trying to get as much free damage as he can, with Grey Fox down to 82% already, because the early damage to get on this Wolfpack is going to be critical. Black Cayman gets legged out in the open. That's not good. Grey Fox's leg is smoking. Grey Fox is legged. It's down to Gadolinium and Fusion are the only ones left. Thirax wisely backing off as he knows the Wolfpack is almost there. Oh, Ninja gets absolutely hit right in the face with that airstrike. Thirax is backing off into the cover fire of his team. Unfearing is setting up in the Annihilator with lines to cover. The Marauders are winning their trades well, at least. But I'm not sure how much 2 Marauders can do against a full team. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack is setting up on top of K4 Hill. However, they don't have the element of surprise, as Captain Judas has already made sight of them, and Good Try is actually preparing should they drop, seeing as the Locust 1V actually out DPSs almost everyone in their Wolfpack. So that's going to be a huge obstacle to overcome should they decide to drop to push. Pepsi Goose and Apostle Burke taking serious damage, down to 86 and 79%. Pepsi Goose is already orange. Trading against those 4 mechs on their own, the two Marauders is just not enough to cut it. Meanwhile, Thirax does take down Grey Fox. Black Cayman goes down to Thirax as well. Ninja Fusion is now isolated, taking serious damage at range. Gadolinium is just going to dive onto Judas, but Gadolinium goes down, and Fusion gets legged. He puts up a UAV, however, now that he has Good Try circling him, this is pretty much the end for him. He's going to hold on for as long as he can, but he will go down, and now it's just down to Pepsi Goose and Apostle Burke, the only 2 mechs left on the field. And while the Marauder 4L is one of the strongest assault mech traders in the game, it's just not going to be enough against a team of 6. Apostle Burke doing everything he can to hold on for dear life on Theta, but it's just not going to be enough, as now Good Try comes in smelling blood. However, Swarm gets the final kill, and now it's Pepsi Goose with Good Try and his fresh Locust running in to secure. Yep. Pepsi Goose gets halved. And Good Try gets the kill. With drop 2 going to Smoke Adders. Alrighty, top damage on the SRT. Holy shit. Top damage on the SRT side going to Pepsi Goose, getting 484 in his Marauder 4L. Bottom damage going to Black Cayman, who's 0 bombs in his Assassin. Ninja Fusion getting 2 damage in his Bloodlust. Grey Fox getting 16 damage in his Assassin 23, and Gadolinium getting 74 damage in his Assassin 23. Meanwhile, top damage on the SA side going to Swarm in his Warhammer 6R, getting 543 damage. Bottom damage going to Good Try, getting 156 damage in his Locust 1V. So, next drop, I'm expecting to see the same from SA. SA, I very much live by the rules. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. When it comes to making strategies in MWO, so SA's deck worked like a charm. So there's no need to swap it. There's no need to change things up. Meanwhile, if you are SROT, I would try either the Wolfpack needs to be quicker in order to get from cover to cover quick enough, because the biggest issue with the Wolfpack is that they took too long to close and spent too much time in the open ground. So, essentially, they either need to pick quicker mechs or just choose better better pathing, or of course just not push in the light mechs. Period. However, I'm trying to think. The best way to say this. I don't think the Wolfpack push on Alpine will effectively work as well in this tonnage bracket, in this rule set. So I think in order for SROT to give themselves the best chance to win, they are going to have to bring something a bit more tradey. Alrighty, SROT. Even though they're Team 2 and they don't have to lock first, they seem to be ready to go. Smoke Adder is almost ready to go as well, and this match makes or break SROT. SROT has to win the next 3 drops if they want a chance at. If they win the next 3 drops, they win Division B. However, if they lose this drop, Smoke Adders can clinch their first place in Division B. So this match, SROT, this is for all the marbles right here. You cannot lose this match. You must keep moving forward. You have to win this if you want a shot at winning Division B. And Smoke Adders is locked. SROT has locked. We're going right into it. Alrighty, so on the Smoke Adder side, Warhammer 6R, Blackjack 3, Stalker, Flea, Gilly. No real change. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you look at the Sky Rangers side, Thanatos, Battlemaster, Flea, and Flea. Alright, so Sky Rangers is going for something a lot more conventional, which I believe will yield them a pretty hefty advantage here. So, here's to hoping that the drop deck fix is what Sky Rangers needs to pull it out. We have both of the Fleas going for the early cap on Kappa. Meanwhile, all 4 of Sky Rangers traders are going towards the K4 hill or going to work around or underneath that. Both the Battlemasters running ER larges, both the Thanatoses running Light Goss ER peeps. So, fairly standard drop decks from both sides, with the exception of the Gilly. It's the only unusual mech choice you're seeing here. So, let's see how it plays out. Early fight getting ready for on Theta. Good try coming in. Not a little too much Overwatch. Wasn't able to get the cap. Meanwhile, Apostle Burke and Gadolinium are scaring him off in order to take an early cap on Theta, which between Kappa and Theta gives SROT the early cap advantage. So now the trading fight will begin. There are 3 mechs going on top of High Epsilon Hill. Swarm, Vindicated, and Unfearing all going up top in the Warhammer, the Stalker, and the Stalker. Now the Warhammer actually, if it can land its shots, it has the best range out of everyone here. So the Warhammer should have a solid shot, but they're not actually going to hold top of Epsilon Hill. They're going to move forward. I believe they were just going high to get those high angles into scout. Meanwhile, Captain Judas is going for that wide Sigma flank. Meanwhile, SROT's movements are not nearly as aggressive. They're just setting up over and underneath the K4 hill, and they're just going to hold these spots. I am quite curious to see how this plays out. Meanwhile, the Fleas are in a bit of a precarious spot. Apostle Burke is down to 79% as he exposed a little too much, took a little too much damage, and now he's just pulling back as quick as he can. Apostle Burke with the smiley face on his mech. Alright, and he's open arm and soft CT. That's not too bad given the amount of damage he took, seeing as most people aim for the legs on the Fleas anyway. Strike on Pepsi Goose. And aside from Apostle Burke, no one has really taken significant damage yet. Theta is getting capped. The Fleas are coming in to intercept. Gadolinium forcing off Good Try. And now the Fleas are just backing off since they know they can't stay to fight this. Good Try coming back in. He's gonna go for it again. However, it's gonna be another Good Try as he's gonna fail. Apostle Burke taking serious damage. He's now open CT. Apostle Burke needs to back off and let Gadolinium do a bit of the cap skirmishing here, as he's taken far too much damage. And given how these teams are playing, it feels like the Fleas may make or break this match. Fleas coming back around. Apostle Burke is going for Epsilon. What a bold play, given how much damage he's already taken. He's starting to take early shots. Good Tries coming back. With the Flea hot on his tail, Apostle Burke may not be able to escape. This may spell the end for the Flea. Vindicated takes down Pepsi Goose. Apostle Burke loses the arm. And there's a bit of a scuffle going here on Sigma as well. Gadolinium is down to 60%, also on death's door in the Flea. Apostle Burke so close to dead, absolutely one touch. Meanwhile, Gadolinium is legged and his other leg is open. Carlson's down to 74, 67% in his Thanatos. Captain Judas is just firing down on them. Meanwhile, the mechs on the Epsilon Hill are almost in position to completely negate their cover. Black Cayman taking serious damage as well. Yeah, SROT is on death's door and they need to pull out something here quick. They need to turn the tables somehow if they want a chance at actually winning this. Mad Cat coming in, smelling blood on the legged flea. A single hit from those ER peeps will be enough to drop Apostle Burke. Oh, Mad Cat does manage to whiff. Apostle Burke is still on the field. However, Good Try coming in with the small pulses will have much less trouble on killing Apostle. Mad Cat just has to hit Apostle once, though, for that flea to go down. Vindicated drops Black Cayman. Grey Fox drops Mad Cat. Interesting. Gadolinium loses an arm. Good Try now has free reign to grab Theta. Nobody can stop him now since these fleas are pretty much trashed to bits. And I think that solidifies Smoke Adder's win for this drop. Grey Fox loses a significant portion of his mech due to shots from Unfearing. Gadolinium is coming up behind in the legged flea. Come on, Gadolinium, you can do it. I believe. Oh no. Swarm didn't have override. Oh, that must feel bad. As now the game is down to the 2 fleas. Oh, Swarm, that must not feel good. And now it's down to Good Try. He's going to get Kappa, and then he's just going to run down these fleas. He's going for the caps before the kills, which is the smart play. However, once he has Kappa, he will have absolute free reign to run down Gadolinium. And Apostle, as soon as he exposes to any of those ER large boats, it's over for him. Also, props to Gadolinium. When Swarm was shut down, Gadolinium got the headshot. Good for him. Judas is coming around. Will he spot the fleas? Judas? Vindicate's about to see Gadolinium. Good Try might spot him first. Vindicated gets down Gadolinium. It's now down to Apostle. And as soon as a Good Try gets in range, it's over. Yep, there we go. That is drop 3 in victory for Smoke Adders. Wow. Quite the upset. Seeing as SROT was actually wait a minute, was SROT above Smoke Adders in leaderboards? Yes, SROT was actually top of the div. Smoke Adders was in second place, so this is quite the upset to see. Get up these damage numbers.